Hello, welcome back to How About That Crypto. You are watching your daily crypto news and updates with your host, Bitcoin Stylist on Twitter and Bitcoin Hairstylist on Instagram. I'm here Monday through Friday, and I explain crypto and Web3 while keeping you up to date on all the latest. Today's news stories are massive. Russia is accepting Bitcoin for oil and gas. No, that is not a mistake. Exxon Mobil is mining Bitcoin. Yes, that is right. And they've been doing it since 2018. And could BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, be getting into crypto? What does this all mean? Not to worry, I will explain it all. But first, please, if you like the content or you don't like the content, let me know by leaving a comment below. If you're listening on podcast, please give me 5 stars and follow me. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash the subscribe button and ring the bell. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. And just to be clear and litigious, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You can use the links below to do your own research. My prayers continue to go out to the Ukrainian people and all those affected by this war. Hopefully this is sooner than later. Hopefully this is over sooner than later. It is a very big tragedy, and I can't believe that this is happening. And I never thought a nuclear power would wage war like this in my lifetime. But anyway, prayers go out. So let's jump into today's news. You may know this by now, but if you're new to the channel or if you've not figured it out, I report daily on risk of being an investor as I see it, not financial advice. And I report on adoption because adoption is huge for me being an investor. And so I report on these items. And so hopefully you like the stuff. And if you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know. All right, I'm going to jump right in here. I'm gonna pull up this article. If you're listening on podcast, you can use the links below to follow along, or you could just listen along. Okay, are you ready for this? Author Shalini Nagarajan reports for Yahoo Finance. Russia says it will accept Bitcoin for its oil and gas exports from friendly countries like China and Turkey. So this is massive. Okay, this is like mind-blown stuff. So I'm just going to read these articles straight from the from the article. This is the first few paragraphs. Russia's energy minister has said the country is willing to accept Bitcoin in exchange for oil and gas exports from countries like China and Turkey as sweeping sanctions over its war in Ukraine hit trade. In a news conference televised on Thursday, Pavel Savalini said Western countries can pay in the ruble and gold if they want to buy Russian energy, according to translated remarks. Basically, he's like, okay, you want to put sanctions on me? Well, I'm not taking your money anymore. I'm going to take gold, or you can buy rubles and you can pay me in rubles. But for friendly countries like China and Turkey, the country is open to payment in their own currencies. So Turkey can pay in lira, China can pay in yuan. And we have been proposing to China for a long time to switch to settlements in national currencies for ruble and yuan. Savalini said, with Turkey, it will be lira and rubles. You can also trade Bitcoins. Okay, so what do you think about this? I think it's more ammo for the US regulators, politicians, and others that are fearful of losing the dollar dominance to attack crypto. What do you think? I mean, at first glance, it's massive. And then all of a sudden I get fearful. It's a surprise, yes, but then I'm worried. I'm a big worrier when it comes to incumbents of power being threatened, especially when that person or thing that is threatening the incumbent to win is something that I own or I want to see. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you think this is good or bad? Leave a comment below. Now, the next story is, in my opinion, much bigger and definitely much more bullish, mainly because I consider the elephant in the room on Bitcoin is not illicit finance. It's not sanction evasion. It's not Russian news I just gave you. It is the environmental arguments that we're hearing about proof of work mining and Bitcoin. I've made my points in the past. If you've listened to my episodes, I make them multiple times, so I won't get into it this time. But proof of work mining can literally build America's green energy sector. If you want to know more, watch the episode. I think it was on Wednesday. I'll leave a link below. I'll find the episode. You can just listen to it. All right. So I never saw this coming. So you ready for this? All right. Author Noreen Malik reports for Bloomberg under Bloomberg Green that Exxon weighs taking gas to Bitcoin pilot to 4 countries. The oil giant launched its Bakken crypto pilot in January of 2021. Miners are pushing to use flared gas to power operations. This story is based on information from a source that asked not to be named due to the fact that its information is not yet public. So I had to verify it and find a mainstream news source that reported on this story. I always hear people question the source when they find it hard to believe, kind of like some of the senators in the hearing this week who flat out said crypto illicit transactions can't be as low as they're reported by Chainalysis. And I quote, because that's just too low. Forget evidence, trusted sources. Chainalysis works with the DOJ. They trust them. Anyways, I digress. ExxonMobil is mining Bitcoin. If you watched my episode from Wednesday, you heard me talk about why it's important for big corporations to get into crypto. They are some of the top groups politicians, regulators look to for greater understanding of trends, technology, etc., to help them make decisions. Love it or hate it, it makes a lot of sense for many reasons why this is the case. So check this out. The mining operation is a pilot program and it's a pilot program in North Dakota. They're using excess gas that would otherwise be burned into the atmosphere. This practice of flaring gas is extremely bad for the environment, but not flaring it is worse. So there are safety issue reasons they might flare it. The largest reason why not all the natural gas that they get, that the energy companies pull out of the ground is primarily because of infrastructure issues. So if we build up pipelines and increase our infrastructure for this natural gas, then we won't have, there won't be as much of a waste. But they said that 90% of all their energy is either burnt or vented. And so I'm going to keep going. So I have had conversations with people who hate natural gas. So they don't think that this is a good thing. However, the practice of flaring is continuing to go on whether you like it or not. So instead of waiting for legislation to ban natural gas, not like that will happen now due to the Russian invasion and sanctions and the story I just reported to you, Bitcoin mining can be a buyer of last resort. This will enable the energy companies to sell their energy instead of burning it. And this will improve their ESG score. The Bitcoin miners are able to take energy that would be wasted anyways, and they are not taking it from people who need it. I digress. So I got a little excerpt I'm going to read for you here. The push by crypto miners into North Dakota's oil fields may only be the beginning, said Craig Thorstensen, manager of the permitting program at the state's Division of Air Quality. He estimated that about 90% of the gas produced in the state makes its way into the pipelines to be used at power plants and elsewhere. The rest goes to waste. Danielle Fugere, president of As You Sow, an environmental shareholder activist group, that said it's a positive step for Exxon to find a use for gas that would otherwise be burned off into the atmosphere. It is creating use of what would otherwise be wasted. It would be better if the company worked more aggressively to transition away from fossil fuels. Yeah, I mean, I think that last point is pretty solid, especially if you have a big concerns about the environment. However, that takes time. I looked up nuclear energy, which has significantly more baseload than renewables. You need such a massive operation to really provide energy to the nation. with wind and solar. And so with like one nuclear power plant is a much better use of provides significant more energy. However, it takes like 5 to 7 years to build it up. I haven't done the research on how long it takes to build up a solar farm, but as I've mentioned in the past, it doesn't matter. You can start building today, and as soon as you have one solar panel up, the Bitcoin mining rigs can start paying you right away. So you can bootstrap America's energy sector, but I'm not going to get into that. So the point here is that in the meantime, while we're dealing with the Russian-Ukrainian crisis, it has never been a better time to, or sorry, there's never, it is not made as much sense to use our natural gas in America or even in other places that are friendly, in light of the fact that oil and our natural gas prices in Europe are soaring on the news that Putin doesn't want to take any other currency other than his own and gold from these nations. So there's a massive uptick of people selling their gas to Europe, and Europe is in a crunch. Europe is totally going to get screwed on all this. And so you have countries like, I read an article, Japan was saying we're going to take a little less gas so we can send over some. I mean, it's like, it's a crisis. So I know if you're listening and you don't like fossil fuels, I get it. Like, I wrote one of my big paper in college on changing America's energy sector over to energy portfolio over to renewables, and it was using natural gas as a transitionary. I also like nuclear as a transitionary. However, at this point, we don't have time to build a nuclear power plant. But it's a lot quicker to utilize our natural gas and oil. And so anyway, this is basically saying, in the meantime, there's a lot of energy being wasted. ExxonMobil has a lot of pressure from their shareholders to reduce their or improve their ESG score. So if they sell this wasted energy, not only are they selling something that's they're not wasting, but they're also not participating in the pollution. Yes, the Bitcoin miners are, but ExxonMobil isn't. So what are your thoughts on this? Leave a comment below, and I'd like to hear from you. This is a big deal, and I think this is one of the biggest stories that I've seen in a very long time, maybe even bigger than the Goldman Sachs trading crypto, maybe not. But anyway, leave a comment below, and I am moving on. Author Jamie Crawley reports for CoinDesk, BlackRock looks to offer crypto services as client demand rises, says the CEO. The Russia-Ukraine conflict will push countries to reassess currency dependencies, Fink said in a letter to shareholders. If you don't know, BlackRock is the largest asset manager on the planet with $10 trillion in under management. Now, the author of this article links to BlackRock's letter to shareholders, so I'm just going to jump over to that. And if you do like a Control or Command F, you can type in digital on the article, and it can pull up this paragraph. Is the only paragraph in the entire letter that talks about it. So I'm just going to read it straight to you, straight from the letter to shareholders. This is all like, I try to get the best sources for this information. Okay, finally, a less discussed aspect of the war is its potential impact on accelerating digital currencies. The war will prompt countries to reevaluate their currency dependencies even before the war. Several governments were looking to play a more active role in digital currencies and define the regulatory frameworks under which they operate. The U.S. Central Bank, for example, recently launched a study to examine the potential impacts of a U.S. digital dollar. A global digital payment system thoughtfully designed can enhance the settlement of international transactions while reducing the risk of money laundering and corruption. That's interesting. And I'm a little weary about that language, but keep going. Digital currencies can also help bring down costs of cross-border payments. For example, when expatriate workers send earnings back to their families, or like a large percentage of our population who come here to work to help support their families in countries who don't have very much at all, now they can send it right to their families' phones. And okay, so as we see, here we go. This is like the biggest part of this all, in my opinion. As we see increasing interest from our clients, BlackRock is studying digital currencies, stablecoins, and the underlying technologies to understand how they can help us serve our clients. Boom, 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 boom. That's a huge explosion. You should be like, oh my gosh. And if you don't understand, please leave a comment below. I'm happy to dive in deeper into it. I feel like I've kind of run over a little bit on time today, but these stories are breaking news. They are massive. They are happening literally today, yesterday, the day before. Like this is just massive. So if you like, let me know what you think. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. I think these are the biggest news stories yet. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Let me know how you feel about it. If you feel differently, I really want to hear from you, and have a good day. And I'll see you next week. So on Sunday, you will see an episode. My brother and I get together on Sundays and we just chat about random stuff. So if you're really new, then it'd probably be an easy listen, because we kind of just talk about normal stuff. So anyway, check it out. Leave a comment below and I'll talk to you all next week. Hodl on. Have a good weekend.